Hello everybody and welcome back to another video game analysis. And today, I hope you don't mind some familiar setting if you're with me last year. But I got some family over and they're staying in the basement, so I'm going to respect that, and yeah. Anyway, that aside, today we're going to be looking at the ESRB, because I don't think anyone remembers what they are anymore. Last time we talked about Mortal Kombat and the legacy it's set. And one thing I kept mentioning over and over and over was, well, not over and over, but I kept recalling the ESRB, the rating system. Why do games need to be rated? Well, it's to prevent people from buying games that they're not suited for. And it's such a simple concept, yet you still see a lot of arguments that video games make kids violent, it's not good for them, you know, blah, 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 whatever. And I'm thinking to myself, why do we shouldn't this argument be obsolete? I don't know. And that's what we're going to discuss today. Now, before I start each bit, I want to show the game I am playing and why I am playing it. Well, and what the rating is. So here's how you check a rating. The first game I'm going to be showing off is Kirby's Epic Yarn, the most rated E game you could ever get. Kirby's Epic Yarn is rated E for everyone and includes mild cartoon violence. The beginning of the ESRB started because when games were made to be rated, it was kind of confusing because there's a lot of different people that done it. In fact, game publishers would do it themselves. And you got different things, K to A, things like that, A for adult, those are the most common ones you saw, but there were some other weird ones, and ultimately it left confusion. So together they formed the ESRB. So, why am I telling you this? You should know this, right? It's on every case. Well, for two reasons, really. Because, like I said in last time on Mortal Kombat, in the Mortal Kombat video, where the argument that games are bad for you, makes you more violent, it makes you hostile, that's from blaming. A poor sign of leadership, whether you're a parent, a teacher, a politician, whatever, any role that requires leadership, a poor sign of that is when they blame. And that is the basis of this argument. People just want to blame on something, even a piece, even a disc you put into a console or a PC or whatever, and just rip it apart. And what they don't realize, and what I don't think anyone realizes anymore, is this argument should be obsolete because we made the compromise of the rating system. And yes, it's not perfect. There's going to be moments where people just buy the games anyway. You know what? Let me tell you something. That's not good. There will be moments where people slide, and there will be moments where people don't follow up on what they should be doing. But you know what? It happens. That's all I can say. It happens. And that being said, you have something that takes over your mind and whatnot. Basically, the basis of this video is the ratings provide you with the ability to be responsible. That's it. That's the main basis here. Be responsible. And that's what the ratings do for you. And that's pretty much the big part of this video. Well, I guess you can make the argument that, people can't always be responsible for someone else, but let's face it. If you're going to play a game with a lot of mature content, chances are you better know you can handle that, or better yet, if you're a child, your parents should be able to handle that, or if there's something wrong with you in the head, I hope you're getting help. I mean, that's where it boils down to. And I don't want to sound insensitive or anything, I really don't. I'm just trying to make the point. I'm just trying to make this point. You can go on and on all day about it, but in the end of the day, video games are video games. It's a form of entertainment. You don't see the same problem with movies. You don't, because they have a rating system as well. And that's the inspiration for video game ratings, was the movies, and it works so well. And you know, I never see them around. I mean, once in a while, yeah, maybe I'll hear that movies make kids violent, blah 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 blah. But at the end of the day, it's up to the parent or the leader of any kind, someone responsible for another, or yourself, to realize that certain content needs to be handled in a certain way. The next game I'll be playing, will be playing is Xenoblade Chronicles, a game I'm sure a lot of people who follow my channel know my relationship with this game. Xenoblade Chronicles is rated T for teen, for blood, mild language, partial nudity, use of alcohol and tobacco, and violence. Now going back where we left off, responsibility. That's what's really, really, really important. Why should one be responsible with the games? I can't tell you how many times I go into GameStop or something, and I watch somebody buy a kid a rated M game, and the cashier will even make the, and you know, maybe sometimes they don't, but most of the time I hear a cashier make the effort and say, you know, this is a rated M game. And they're like, I don't care. You know, that really drops my jaw, drops my jaw, and then I realize to myself, these are the same people who are going to say, oh, it's because of the game this kid did this. And it just ain't right. I mean, it's really important to remember that ESRB is very significant for the reason that it needs to be in the gaming community. It needs to be this way. You go online on first-person shooters and whatnot, you have 8-year-old kids with the worst language you'll ever hear. They get angry and frustrated, and it's just like, why is it worth the effort? And it's like, some people say, oh, you're just censoring them. You're just keeping them from what they, what they enjoy. And then at the same time, these could be the same people who agree that the video games is a problem. But also, there's a point where you go from censorship to safety. Because if you don't want that kind of content in the minds of a person who can't handle it, I'm not just talking about children. You need to be able to realize that you can't just say everything's censorship. You can't just say, oh, you're hiding it from real life, because sometimes, you know, you gotta let people eat. You can't eat an elephant in one bite. That's an old saying I heard. You can't take everything in at once. It's just common sense, really. And when you really look at it, it's just sad how people mistreat the ESRB. It's been forgotten. You know, really, I've been noticing that people really use these ratings for more of reviews, and that's stupid. Now, what I mean by review is people take the game for face value. They judge the book by its rating. That's what I mean, man. When you see a game like Kirby's Epic Yarn, you see that big E there, they think, nah, it's a kid's game, I'm going to chuck it. Even the kids think that, and you know, I think that's bogus, you know. I will admit, not a lot of people like this game. They find it boring, I will admit, but and this probably isn't the best example, but I like this game. I'm in my 20s, you know. I dig, you know, and then people see Xenoblade Chronicles and say, oh, cool, sword, and it's rated T. That means it's cool, but not cool enough. So it could be a mix, you know, and again, not that bright. I mean, the next game we'll be playing is Mad World, rated M. And a lot of people would say, oh, it's rated M. Oh, that must be the greatest game ever. And I actually played it for the first time ever today, and I think it's fun. I have a feeling, though, that a lot of people have made complaints of this game that's really monotonous. I don't know about that for sure. I guess I'll find out. According to what I just say, is literally the first time I've ever played it. It's a hack and slash game, you know, it's very common. Either that or first-person shooters, and people see the rated M and say, oh, that has to be good. And, yeah, I don't see that. It's just a wrong way to perceive ratings, and it's a wrong way to make use of the ESRB. Because it's very important that we have the ESRB and all. You know? Mad World's rated M for mature, blood and gore, drug references, intense violence, mature humor, sexual themes, strong language. So let's make this clear. I am playing this game and I have bought this game because I am of age. That doesn't necessarily mean I can handle this game. If I was squeamish, if I had anxiety issues, this probably wouldn't be a good game for me, but I don't. I mean, I do have things with anxiety, which is why I don't play survival horror games or horror games in general. I mean, I like a horror movie, but for games, because I don't know, I can't see from a third-person view. I'm getting invested in the game. I'm trying to be the guy who's in the game or the woman, whatever. And I just can't do that kind of stuff. I can't handle that kind of stuff. So I don't buy it. And that's probably why I've never bought Zombie U or games like that, because I just don't think I can handle that. And that's how the ESRB should be maturely looked at. That is just how it is, and if you're not of age, don't buy it. But maybe your child is very mature for his age. I don't know. And at least buy him a rated T game, but I would never buy any child a rated M for game for any reason. We had the AO rating, but that's been banned in certain countries for adults only. It's just it's a funny thing, really, and it's just very important that we realize the ESRB is here. It must be. We need the ratings to help us understand what we shouldn't play and what we should. It helps us build gaming tastes, and rated E for everyone means it's for everyone, not just for kids. It's a lot less. It's a lot more simple than people use it for, and it's an injustice. And that's why I really wanted to talk about this today. That's what makes it so important, you know. It's really good to know that the ESRB is there to help you out. So I don't think I have anything left to say. I think before was a good conclusion. Know that the ESRB is here for a reason that's more than just how much you think you like the game, and it's something that shouldn't be ignored either. It's very important, and I wanted to bring it up. This is my feelings on the ESRB, and this is my feelings of the fact that if you're going to blame a video game for your problems, then your argument is invalid. There is a rating system. Just be responsible. That's it. So next time, I'm going to raise a question again. I want to know. I want to think about for a second that if Link came, the original Legend of Zelda came before the Super Mario Brothers 1, would Link have the prestige and honor of Nintendo's mascot rather than Mario? And I know that probably doesn't make much sense to you, but or why am I going to bother asking this? But I'll make it clearer next time. So thank you all so much for watching. If I've missed anything, if I've gotten any wrong information, if there's anything you would like to add to enrich the conversation, please don't hesitate to leave a comment. I'd love to hear it and make this much better experience. So thank you all so much for watching. I've been Billy, your video game analyzer. Have a good day, good night whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you next time.